Question 1. Which of the following is the latest mobile telecommunications standard? A. 3G, B. 4G, C. 5G, D. 6G. Correct answer. C. 5G. The newest mobile network technology is 5G. When compared to 3G and 4G, it offers faster speeds, lower latency, and increased capacity. While there is ongoing research on 6G, 5G is currently the most advanced and widely deployed standard. Question 2. The term used to describe the built-in feature of a mobile device that allows the usage of locator applications is A. DWPS, B. GSM, C. IMEI, D. GPS. Correct answer. D. GPS. GPS is a satellite-based navigation system that provides precise location information for mobile devices. It allows users to access locator applications and services that rely on this positioning data. WPS, GSM, and IMEI, on the other hand, are not directly related to locator applications. WPS is a feature for secure Wi-Fi connections. GSM is a mobile telecommunications standard for cellular networks, and IMEI is a unique identifier for tracking devices. Question 3. Which of the following presents the correct order of steps in the best practice methodology for troubleshooting? A. Identify the problem, establish a theory, establish a plan of action, test the theory, verify functionality, and document findings. B. Establish a theory, identify the problem, establish a plan of action, test the theory, verify functionality, and document findings. C. Identify the problem, establish a theory, test the theory, establish a plan of action to resolve the problem, verify system functionality, and document findings. D. Identify the problem, establish a plan of action, establish a theory, test the theory, verify functionality, and document findings. Correct answer. C. Identify the problem, establish a theory, test the theory, establish a plan of action to resolve the problem, verify system functionality, and document findings. According to the CompTIA A+ exam, there are 6 distinct steps included in the best practice methodology. 1. Identify the problem by gathering information from the system, environment, and user. 2. Establish a theory of probable cause based on research. 3rd. Test the theory. If the theory is not confirmed, go back to step 2. 4. Establish a plan of action to resolve the problem or to implement the solution. 5. Verify that the entire system is functioning properly and implement preventative measures if applicable. 6. Document all findings, actions, and outcomes. Question 4. What is the name of the service that the printer technician is requesting to be restarted to troubleshoot the main company printer, as it appears to have no mechanical issues? A. WinPrint, B. Print Spooler, C. Maintenance Services, D. Windows Printing Services. Correct answer. B. Print Spooler. The Print Spooler service is an integral component of the operating system responsible for handling most print-related operations. It serves as the primary communication channel for transmitting print jobs from a computer to a printer. Question 5. What is the name of the set of rules that a firewall operates by? A. ACL, B. DMZ-C, SLA. D. Whitelist. Correct answer. A. ACL. An ACL, Access Control List, is a collection of rules that firewalls use to decide which network traffic should be permitted or blocked. These rules are based on factors like IP addresses, ports, and protocols, and are applied to both incoming and outgoing traffic. By utilizing an ACL, firewalls can manage network access and safeguard it from unauthorized or harmful activity. Question 6. Which tool is useful for determining the optimal placement of a WAP? A. War driving. B. Optical power meter. C. Network mapper. D. Wi-Fi analyzer. Correct answer. D. Wi-Fi analyzer. A Wi-Fi analyzer is a tool designed to scan the wireless environment, measuring signal strength, interference, and channel usage. By using a Wi-Fi analyzer, you can detect areas with poor coverage, excessive interference, or crowded channels, enabling you to optimize the placement of the wireless access point, WAP, for improved coverage and performance. Question 7. Which of the following devices has the main disadvantage of negatively impacting network performance by recreating and sending any incoming signal to all its connected ports? A. Router. B. Switch. C. Bridge. D. Hub. Correct answer. D. Hub. A hub is a network device that works at the physical layer, layer 1, of the OSI model. It transmits any incoming signal from one port to all other connected ports, which creates unnecessary traffic on the network. As more devices are added, this can result in network congestion and collisions, negatively affecting performance. Question 8. What is the most probable reason for the email client on a user's PC to fail in sending or receiving new messages from an external user? A. Wrong message encoding. B. Insufficient file permissions. C. Misconfigured web interface. D. The computer is not connected to the internet. Correct answer. D. The computer is not connected to the internet. The computer is not connected to the internet. This is the most likely cause of the issue described. Email clients rely on an active internet connection to send and receive messages to external users. If the user's computer is not connected to the internet, the email client will not be able to establish a connection with the email server and perform the necessary communication tasks. Question 9. Which drive is a combination of a conventional magnetic hard drive and a significant amount of solid-state storage? A. HDD. B. Hybrid. C. Mesh. D. SSD. Correct answer. B. Hybrid. A hybrid drive, also known as a solid-state hybrid drive, is a type of storage device that combines the features of a traditional hard disk drive, HDD, with a certain amount of solid-state storage. Hybrid drives typically have a larger capacity, HDD component for bulk storage, and a smaller SSD component for faster access to frequently used data. This combination allows for improved overall performance compared to a standard HDD, while maintaining a larger storage capacity at a relatively lower cost. Question 10. What type of connector is depicted in the image provided? A. LC. B. MFF. C. SC. D. ST. Correct answer. C. SC. The connector in the image is an SC connector. The SC connector is a widely used fiber optic connector in telecommunications and networking. It has a square design, a push-pull coupling mechanism, and a 2.5 mm ferrule. The SC connector is known for its stability, low insertion loss, and suitability for high-speed and long-distance communication. It is easy to install, performs well, and is commonly used in fiber optic networks, including LANs, WANs, and data centers. Question 11. What is the most commonly used solution to achieve efficient and effective heat exchange away from the CPU? A. Dihydrogen monoxide coolant. B. High-tension clamps to heat sink. C. Lower CPU speeds. D. Thermal paste. Correct answer. D. Thermal paste. Thermal paste is the commonly used solution for efficient heat exchange away from the CPU. Thermal paste, also known as thermal compound or thermal grease, is a substance applied between the CPU and the heatsink. It helps to fill in microscopic irregularities and air gaps, ensuring better thermal conductivity and heat transfer from the CPU to the heatsink. This helps to dissipate heat more effectively and prevent the CPU from overheating. It is widely used in computer systems for maintaining an appropriate CPU temperature. Question 12. Which type of network cable uses light pulses instead of electrical charges to transmit data? A. Coaxial. B. Fiber optic. C. Plenum. D. SSTP. Correct answer. B. Fiber optic. Fiber optic cables are the only type of cables that utilize light pulses for data transmission. The remaining three cable types, coaxial, plenum, and SSTP, are made of copper and rely on electrical charges to carry data signals. Question 13. Which component will be absent in a laser printer? A. Carriage motor. B. Fuser assembly. C. Imaging drum. D. Transfer roller. Correct answer. A. Carriage motor. Unlike inkjet printers that utilize a carriage motor to move the printhead across the paper for image creation, laser printers operate differently. They use a laser beam to generate an image on a photosensitive drum, which is then transferred onto the paper through a combination of heat and pressure. Consequently, a carriage motor is not necessary for a laser printer. Question 14. Which of the following needs to be configured to enable communication between two VLANs? A. Common gateway device. B. Static IP address on a switch. C. Valid IPv6 link local address. D. Connection to a VPN service. Correct answer. A. Common gateway device. A common gateway device is required for two VLANs to communicate. This device, typically a router or a layer 3 switch, manages traffic routing between VLANs. It ensures efficient data flow while preserving network segmentation and security. Question 15. When connecting client computers to a wireless router, what information must be entered? A. The administrator password. B. The client's MAC address. C. The default router password. D. The security passphrase. Correct answer. D. The security passphrase. The security passphrase, known as the Wi-Fi password, is used to authenticate and protect the connection between client devices and the router. It is established during the router's wireless security setup, ensuring that only authorized devices can access the network. Question 16. Which of the following technologies allows a wired network to be extended using an adapter and an electrical outlet? A. Layer 3 switch. B. Patch panel. C. Ethernet over power. D. Repeater. Correct answer. C. Ethernet over power. Ethernet over power, also known as powerline Ethernet, is a technique that expands a wired network by utilizing the existing electrical wiring in a building to carry data. With the help of an adapter plugged into a power outlet, it enables devices to connect to a network without the requirement for extra cables. Question 17. A Windows 10 user wishes to activate speech recognition in as many apps as possible because they have vision issues. Where is the user able to carry out this action? A. In Control Panel, Default Programs. B. In Control Panel, Indexing Options. C. In Windows Settings, under Privacy, Notifications. D. In Windows Settings, under Privacy, Voice Activation. Correct answer. D. In Windows Settings, under Privacy, Voice Activation. Voice activation, found in Windows Settings under Privacy, allows users to enable microphone access and choose which apps can utilize voice activation, even when the device is locked. It enables users, particularly those with vision impairments, to utilize voice commands across different applications for improved accessibility and functionality directly from the Windows Settings interface under Privacy settings related to voice activation. In Windows 11, these settings are accessed through Privacy and Security, then Speech in the Windows Settings menu, and the feature is enabled by default. Question 18. What is the primary role of a subnet mask? A. Identifies the network portion of an IPv4 address. B. Identifies the network portion of an IPv6 address. C. Masks, hides, part of the IP address from a hacker. D. Masks, hides, the host number from a hacker. Correct answer. A. Identifies the network portion of an IPv4 address. The primary role of a subnet mask is to logically divide an IPv4 network into smaller subnets by identifying which portion of an IPv4 address represents the network ID and which portion represents the host ID. This enables more efficient routing and management of the network. Question 19. What is the primary utility used on a macOS device to browse through files and folders? A. Finder. B. Remote Disk. C. Spotlight. D. iCloud. Correct answer. A. Finder. Finder is the primary file management utility on macOS, offering a user-friendly interface for navigating files, folders, and external drives. It supports essential operations like copying, moving, and organizing files through drag and drop or menu options. Finder integrates seamlessly with iCloud Drive for cloud storage, Quick Look for file previews, and Spotlight for efficient file searches, making it a versatile tool for both basic browsing and detailed file management tasks on macOS devices. Question 20. Which of these methods is not recommended for updating or patching Red Hat Linux? A. Download packages only from trusted sources. B. Keep installed software updates current. C. Update packages quarterly. D. Verify that installed packages have a valid signature. Correct answer. C. Update packages quarterly. Updating packages quarterly is not recommended for maintaining the security and stability of Red Hat Linux. Regular updates are essential to promptly address security vulnerabilities, bugs, and performance issues. Keeping software current ensures the system is equipped with the latest patches and improvements. Verifying package signatures and downloading from trusted sources are crucial to ensuring software authenticity and reducing the risk of installing malicious software. However, updating quarterly delays critical updates, potentially leaving the system vulnerable to security exploits and issues. Question 21. Which part of the CPU is responsible for primary processing? A. ALU, B. FPU, C. Pipeline, D. Registers. Correct answer. A. ALU. ALU is the primary processing unit of the CPU that performs arithmetic and logic operations, enabling tasks such as addition, subtraction, and comparisons by manipulating binary data. It functions as the brain of the CPU, processing instructions and coordinating with other components to execute commands efficiently. Question 22. What is the purpose of buffered RAM? A. Improve RAM response times. B. Improve RAM throughput. C. Improve performance on low RAM systems. D. Improve resistance to electrical problems in high RAM systems. Correct answer. D. Improve resistance to electrical problems in high RAM systems. Buffered RAM is a type of memory module that includes a register between the RAM and the memory controller to stabilize electrical signals. It reduces the electrical load on the memory controller, ensuring reliable performance in systems with large amounts of RAM. Question 23. What is stored in RAM? A. Active programs. B. Hardware data. C. Nothing. D. Inactive programs. Correct answer. A. Active programs. RAM, random access memory, is a type of volatile memory that temporarily stores active programs, operating system data, and files currently in use. This allows the CPU to access information quickly, improving system performance. When the computer is turned off, the data in RAM is lost. Question 24. What feature of modern memory modules allows motherboards to automatically adjust the memory speed and latency to the correct values? A. SPD. B. Spinning pinwheel. C. Triple channel. D. Virtual memory. Correct answer. A. SPD. SPD serial presence detect is a feature in modern memory modules that stores key information, such as speed and latency, in a small EEPROM chip. The motherboard reads this data during startup to automatically configure the memory settings for optimal performance and stability. Question 25. Which device is used to distribute incoming traffic across multiple resources, such as web servers? A. Load balancers. B. Proxy servers. C. Spam gateways. D. UTM device. Correct answer. A. Load balancers. Load balancers distribute incoming traffic across multiple devices instead of directing it all to a single server or device, as their name suggests, to enhance performance, availability, and scalability. They utilize algorithms like round-robin and least connections to evenly spread traffic load. This capability enables the system to manage varying traffic volumes and scale resources accordingly. In contrast, proxy servers serve as intermediaries without distributing traffic. Spam gateways focus on filtering spam, Not managing web traffic distribution. UTM devices prioritize security functions rather than load balancing tasks. Question 26. You are installing network cabling in the drop ceiling of an office where breathable air circulates. Which type of cable should you use? A. Coaxial. B. Fiber optic. C. Plenum. D. UTP. Correct answer. C. Plenum. Plenum cable is designed for use in spaces where air circulates, such as drop ceilings or raised floors. It has a special insulation that is fire-resistant and produces less smoke and toxic fumes if it burns, making it safe for air handling spaces. Question 27. When setting up a wireless network for a small office, what is a recommended guideline for placing access points? A. Place them at the edge of the network area and focus them in the proper direction. B. Place them in the center of the network area. C. Place them in walls or ceilings for protection. D. Place them near metal objects so the signal will reflect better. Correct answer. B. Place them in the center of the network area. Placing the access points in the center of the network area, rather than at the edge, helps ensure more uniform coverage throughout the space. This positioning allows the wireless signal to reach all corners of the office effectively, while at the same time avoiding potential signal interference or dead spots that can occur if they are placed near the edges of the coverage area. It also helps minimize the number of access points required to adequately cover the small office space. Access points should not be placed on walls or ceilings because they can lead to signal interference, accessibility, and maintenance issues, and suboptimal coverage optimization. Placing access points near metal objects to reflect the signal is not recommended. Metal can interfere with wireless signals and cause signal degradation rather than enhancement. Question 28. What type of security is implemented when users are required to provide both a username/password combination and a code from an RSA token to access the network remotely? A. Access control list. B. Firewall. C. Multi-factor authentication. D. Principle of least privilege. Correct answer. C. Multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication is a security method that requires the user to provide 2 or more pieces of evidence factors to verify their identity and gain access to a system or resource. This adds an extra layer of security beyond just a username and password. In the given scenario, the user is required to provide 1. Something they know, the username and password. 2. Something they have, the code from the RSA token. This combination of something you know and something you have is a common implementation of multi-factor authentication, as it provides stronger verification of the user's identity compared to using just a single factor, such as a password alone. Question 29. Which NTFS permission takes precedence over all others? A. Deny. B. Full control. C. List folder contents. D. Read. Correct answer. A. Deny. In NTFS, the deny permission takes precedence over all other permissions. If a user or group is explicitly denied a certain permission, such as read, write, modify, etc., for a file or folder, that denial overrides any other permissions that might be granted to them, regardless of whether those permissions are explicitly granted or inherited. Question 30. Which type of cloud infrastructure is best suited for a collective of organizations with shared interests? A. Public cloud. B. Community cloud. C. Private cloud. D. Hybrid cloud. Correct answer. B. Community cloud. In a community cloud, the cloud infrastructure and services are shared among a specific community or group of organizations. It allows the organizations within the community to collaborate, share resources, and benefit from a tailored cloud environment. In contrast, a public cloud is open for use by the general public. A private cloud is dedicated to a single organization. And a hybrid cloud combines elements of both public and private clouds. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful for you, don't forget to like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more practice questions and tips.